Do you want to know why kids today feel so anxious and how parents can help? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And today, we're talking about anxiety and what you can do. In this video, I'm going to share some insights to anxiety and what's going on in our culture that might be leading to higher levels of anxiety. And then we're going to talk about some solutions that you can use no matter how the anxiety is happening at your house. So why do kids feel so anxious nowadays? Well, there are a lot of things that are happening that we now know are leading to anxiety. We have put things into our society that have led to anxiety and have led to a person not being able to feel safe and focused. We have social media, which basically is a way for people to perpetrate on each other in all kinds of ways, whether emotionally, psychologically, or sometimes it even leads to physical perpetration that's happening. People are afraid and worried about all kinds of things because the ideas are put in their minds. There's so many things online that are shared with children that are just meant to instill fear. And I'm not talking about like horror movies or anything, which definitely are scary and I don't watch them. But I am saying that they see all of these things that are happening in the world and that scares them. Also, just being online all the time and being on social media actually decreases their social abilities and their social skills. And so that makes it so that they have less confidence in their ability to talk with other people and meet other people. So this then creates more social anxiety. So is technology playing into anxieties? Absolutely. In fact, let's talk about gaming for a moment. People who get into gaming oftentimes don't keep that balance properly with gaming in regular life, and they tip over the edge into gaming being too much. And then what happens is they end up obsessing about the gaming, pulling away from other people, and then soon their anxiety about missing the gaming or not being able to be on the gaming, those types of things really truly becomes at addiction level, and that impacts their social relationships as well. There's so many things. There's screen addictions, sexual addictions, gaming addictions, social media addictions that all of our young people are dealing with. And these things we now know because of brain science are actually leading to increased levels of anxiety. Why is it happening? Well, because there's a lot of pressure to be on these devices. In fact, I have been in conversations with parents and their children where the children talk about suicidal ideations and stuff like that, just because they can't have a screen that they want to have or be on a certain social media app that they want to be on. They feel that that's the only way they can be included into our culture. That's disgusting to me. So damaging. It somewhat makes me, sorry that I even do YouTube because I don't want to be adding to the problem. I worry about our young people who feel like the only way to have a normal life or a regular life is to be hooked to a screen instead of having relationships with people. And a lot of parents who are trying to help their teens make that transition have not felt the backup socially. And this is why now a lot of societies like governments and schools and stuff are starting to say, okay, we're making no phones in school policies and those types of things because they're wanting the children to learn what it's like to have a real social interaction with somebody else and not necessarily just be on a screen. The other thing the screens are doing is creating a lot of stimulation in our culture, and the overstimulation of the brain chemicals actually increases anxiety as well. So when you switch from image to image very, very quickly, that overstimulation actually can increase your anxiety. So just watching programs and looking at things online and on YouTube and on gaming can actually also make it just the stimulation of those things, the increased stimulation, the noises and the lights and sounds, those things can actually make it so that you have more anxiety too. So there's one more thing about anxiety that I think we need to discuss, and that's that anxiety is rising, but it's not random. It's really not, even though it seems like that it's just randomly happening to people. It's not. There are things that are in our culture that are leading to anxiety, but not only that, anxiety is being learned because a lot of parents are having anxiety and they're passing it on to their children too. Historically, when parents had anxieties, maybe about public speaking or being in front of audiences, then what they would do is they would step in front of audiences, in front of their children. They would do the public speaking in front of their children. They would show their children that they could step out of their comfort zone. They would show them this is part of life. This is what you do, even though you might not like it. But nowadays, we have a lot of parents who are protecting themselves in their own anxieties, and they're not telling themselves to step out of the comfort zones. And so the people are learning that it's not safe to step out of a comfort zone, even though stepping out of the comfort zone is exactly what does make a person feel safe and like they can be okay no matter what happens in society. You have to do brave things. You have to have experiences in order to decrease your anxiety. What are the 3 things that help decrease anxiety the most? Number 1, connection to other people and not devices. Number 2, having the skills that you need to solve your problems and putting them to the test. And number 3, going through a lot of experiences, things that are unpredictable so that you can step out of your comfort zone a lot. So what can parents do to help? Well, if you've subscribed to this channel already, then you know that I am all about unity, family unity, and bonding. And that's the type of bonding and connection time that we need to have. Number 1, decrease stimulation, increase connection, have family time together. That's going to make a big difference for you in your relationship. And it's also going to make a big difference for their anxiety levels. Now, at first, they'll act like they don't want to do it, but you just need to insist that they do. They're going to be okay. People do not die from anxiety. People die from other things they might do because of the anxiety, but they don't die because of anxiety. When a person learns that they can do something they previously thought they couldn't, it actually sets them free. And if you're right there telling them it's okay, it's safe, we're all doing it too, then probably they'll be okay and they'll be grateful they did it in the end, even though at first it will seem very difficult and they may even give you a scowl on their face. When a person is trying to conquer anxiety, there's really nothing more important that they can learn than what it means to be calm. What does their calmness feel like? What is their brain like when it's truly calm? And can they tell themselves to get there? Because when you're anxious, you're actually entertaining a thought inside your head. You're having a conversation in your head, or you're ruminating on something that's like a repeat thought that goes on inside your head, and you're stuck. Anxiety is being stuck. So how do you help them get past a place of stuck? They have to learn how to question that thought that they're having, replace it with something else, and then instruct themselves to move forward. That takes some effort. So let's say I have a thought in my head that is like, nobody will like me. Nobody likes me here. Nobody likes me. And that's the thought I'm ruminating on, and that's why I'm having social anxiety. Well, what would I do with that? I would say, wait a minute. Could that just be a thought in my own head? Could that just be my own fear? I think I've created a thought out of my own fear. Maybe that's true that they don't like me, but what else could be true? Could it be true that somebody else in this room feels just like I do, and they're waiting for me to reach out and say hello? Could it be true that maybe today I'll say hello to people and I won't even meet a friend or have a good experience, but I'll get practice saying hello, and that's a good thing too? Could it be? We have to pose questions to ourselves and put ourselves to the test, challenge the thought, and then instruct ourselves to take a step forward. Like, go talk to that person, even if they don't make eye contact with you, even if they don't act like they care. Just try, because that is bravery. And then to describe after what they did for themselves, to be able to explain it to you and talk to you about it. In our family, we always had parent mentor meetings. These mentor meetings would happen once a week, and we would set goals for ourselves. Sometimes some of our social goals that we would set would be goals like how to reach out to other people, which would help with little social anxieties that anybody could feel as they're maturing and growing. And then we would check up on how they did with their goals to reach out to new people, to talk to new people at a party or a church event, and see how it went. We would help them recognize the success. If anxiety has taken hold of your home, my next video will show you how to stay calm and supportive of your child even if they happen to be having a panic attack. That video is called How to Stay Calm When Your Child Has a Panic Attack. Click on the link to that video next. I'll see you there.